But, you know, I wanted to always help people. And I fell in love with my psych class, and I thought, oh, I want to be a therapist. So I started talking to my teacher. He recommended a good school to go to school for psych. And I ended up taking a detour to do marketing, but then I ended up getting back into psych, and I worked for 7+ years as a children's therapist, working in mental and behavioral health. I started off the first 2 or 3 years working with children that had behavior issues, right? Early teens, and then the last couple years I was working predominantly with autism spectrum children, okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go and make an impact and help people, and it's gonna be awesome. And it was really cool for the first couple years, right? And there was no room to grow in the agency that I was working for, and plus I was working for a big corporation. It started off as a nonprofit, ended up being a for-profit, so they were taking all kinds of privileges and things away from us because it was all about money and not helping the children. Helping the children came second. And I knew that there was no way for me to grow and to be on a stage or even just training people one-to-one and developing programs and things of that nature. So even though I knew what I wanted to do, even though I knew I wanted to help people, right? I had clarity. I want to help people. But I wasn't really focused on how I was going to help people because since I lived in the unhappiest region in America, and since the agency just wasn't doing things, and we weren't working, I wasn't doing what it was that I wanted to do. Okay, I was in the field of helping people, but it wasn't specifically doing what it was that I wanted to do. And I started to get frustrated. I started to get upset with myself. I really started to go down and down and down and down and down. Has anyone ever, and this is like a interaction part, so feel free to raise your hand. Has anyone ever made a decision to do something, and then after they started, they're like, man, this sucks. Like, you know? And you're like, I could have swore that this was what I wanted to do. I mean, it's in the field of what it was that I wanted to do, right? Then all of a sudden you're like, man, did I make the wrong choice? Well, I did it yesterday, I'm just going to do it again today. And I'm just going to do it again tomorrow. And I'm just going to do it again the next day, right? And it's just like one thing after another, just snowballing, just crap, right? But I was in the field of what I wanted to do, and I wanted to help people, okay? So, that is where we get into the next part, which is focus, okay? Because even though I was in the field of helping people, there's so many ways of helping people, right? I could have been an EMT, I could have been a policeman, I could have been a therapist, right? So now we're going to start to develop that laser focus so that you can achieve what it is that you set out to do, okay? It could be, whatever your goal is, right? There's so many different ways of doing that. So that's why we need that laser focus. Because you don't want to be that therapist. Therapists are supposed to help people, right? And they're supposed to be positive and helping people with their problems. But if you're a therapist with your own shit, right? If you're a therapist beating yourself up every day and saying, man, life sucks, am I happy? How's that going to help anyone else, right? So that's why we need that laser focus. And how do we get the laser focus?